You are listening to Photocast, a podcast by Lloyd Wiliams and Phil Warren. We'll be talking all things photography, the wedding industry, and life as working professionals. Follow us on Instagram @Photocast and join us on Facebook by searching Photocast. Enjoy the episode.
Wow, what a treat this is. What a treat.
Treats, yeah, definitely.
We got birthday snacks on the table. We are in the same room.
Yeah, it's taken us probably longer to set this up than we would do for this episode, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so, actually. I think we're about an hour and a half setting up. We tried to make some good camera angles going on. So
yeah, apologies
for everyone watching on YouTube. Yeah, it's a little bit different to normal because we're in the same room. So we've had to kind of try and figure out the technicalities of using microphones in close proximity to each other.
Yeah.
And we're actually on a Zoom meeting, but we're in the same room. So that is definitely a first for me.
Yeah, it is an interesting one. I mean, I think the fact that we've done it through Zoom just saves me a lot of time editing as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Because they'll just put it side by side.
Yeah.
So hopefully this actually records us looking at each other.
Yeah.
If it's pointing the other way, then I think I'll probably you'll have to put up with it. You know what I mean?
We'll see what happens.
I think it is. It looks
true
okay.
Photocast style. We just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And we'll see
I
what
mean,
happens.
why break a habit of a lifetime, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's weird doing this in person, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird.
It is.
And to be honest, I mean,
I'm so used to looking at a screen, and we're however many miles apart.
I know.
I'm usually in my cupboard, and well, you haven't moved.
I am moved. I've probably moved 6
but...
inches to my right, and that's about it. So I think it's good. I mean, the fact that shops, by the time this comes out, shops and everything are open, so technically we can do this.
Yeah, and I've had a good walk up High Street of the Year.
Yeah.
I know that's mentioned a lot on the podcast, and it was lovely to have a walk up High Street of the Year
and see the mural outside that we thought about.
Yeah,
and others.
Fantastic. I just went to Greg's to get us some birthday cakes,
which we've mentioned a few times.
Yeah. Phil's a regular in Greg's, and I was looking forward to going to his local Greg's, and it was closed when I got there. So Spa provided us some brownies and some cookies.
Yeah, some birthday treats.
Because it's our first birthday today.
It is. It is.
For anyone listening who has been with us from the start, I applaud you. Well done.
Well done for putting up with us for that long. Yeah.
This is episode number 41. So if you are still listening and you began at the start, well done. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's a year ago to the date today that we put our first episode out.
Wow. So it's today, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's why I wanted to come here today, see?
That's
it wasn't
cool,
a coincidence, but yeah, 8th of April 2020 was when episode number 1 went live. So
41. So
yeah, so we've only really missed 9 out of a full weekly schedule of which I think is pretty good going.
11. 52 weeks.
Yes, yeah.
11. That's not bad though. That's pretty good going.
Bad quick math, but yeah, 11.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad going. To be fair, I mean like we try and be as consistent as possible, but I think a lot of times it's not missing a week. We might have just gone like a week and a half, and then it's just rolled like that. So obviously it ends up as being 12 or 11 episodes.
Yeah.
So
at the same time, we haven't got any expectations or
and look,
doesn't matter. We've missed a few here and there. Is what it is.
Is what it is. We keep saying that. But if we miss 11 in this next year with shooting weddings as well, that's not bad. That's not bad going.
Yeah, that'd be good going.
I'll take that every time.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when we started, it was the beginning of lockdown, and I didn't think that when we'd have our kind of 12-month anniversary episode that we'd still be in lockdown. A whole year later, but again, is what it is.
Yeah, I never thought that. I mean, I think most people didn't realize it was going to go on that long, and we still in the middle of it, really, and coming out of it, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, and part of that is vaccines, which I managed to have mine today.
Yeah, and, I know. That's awesome.
Which is hopefully, it's pretty good system. I gotta be fair, gotta be honest. But I'll talk about that in a minute because
this is obviously off the back of turning 40.
Yeah,
puts you into a different category now.
It's like the only thing that's like worth being 40 for. Like, I can't think of anything else. Other than it being a round number, because I'm round at the moment as well. but I think like having that and they put out that cancellation list or whatever it is, reserve list. And it
Jumped on
crashed.
that.
The system like crashed.
I
So
bet
like
it
there's
did,
so
yeah.
many people wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I jumped on it straight away. I mean, I must have been one of the first, and then got on it and had a phone call and went in today. So fingers crossed, everything's moving the right way.
Yeah.
So we can do this more often.
I looked at the news yesterday, and it said about the under 30s having or being offered a different jab to
Yes.
the Pfizer and the
Yeah,
Astra,
yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, that's exciting!"
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, I'm not under 30, but I thought I was for a brief moment. I thought, oh, it doesn't affect me because I'm 33. So
yeah,
I'm waiting for the next bracket under you,
yeah. It's
30s to
it's imminent.
40s.
I mean, they're flying
Yeah.
through it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
like, to be fair, the system was really good. I wasn't in there long. I won't lie. I within 5 minutes, I sat. They you basically go through the system. You know, you log in effectively, and they give you the address and who you are, and check ID and so on.
Yeah.
Talk you through what to expect. Where you're gonna get a next one and so on. And you have to go through, and then it's almost like a like a Argos waiting area. You know, you got like the seats kind of kicking about the place.
You gotta wait for your
So,
number to be
yeah,
called.
you go into a waiting area after you have your jab, and you've got to wait 15 minutes. It's a self-timed thing. You don't, you can go effectively, but
Yeah.
it's there just in case people flake out.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of walking around going, oh, just keep an eye on anyone's looking a bit like shifty if they're gonna fall or something. And I sat down and thinking, I feel terrible. Like
Really?
I felt horrific. Like
Yeah.
for about like 5 minutes after that, and I was like, oh my god, I feel like pretty rough here. I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Really?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. You know, I got no problems with needles and stuff like that, but yeah, it's just within 5 minutes, I thought I looked at my phone. I was kind of playing around with my phone. I text my wife. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pass out to it, and it just I don't know. I've been kind of wobbly ever since, really. But
Have
I
some
have
more
no
biscuits.
idea. Yeah,
Get
I have no idea why.
some
Like,
sugar in
but
you.
I'm fine. I got nothing wrong with it. Nothing. You know, it wasn't an issue. I just went for a little walk, and that was it. So hopefully, that's like my immune system kind of kicking in, and
I guess so.
you
Yeah.
know, just getting kind of ready for being hopefully not immune to it, but you know, kind of ready for if we do catch it or something, and
Yeah.
your kind of body's ready for it. So, yeah,
You're feeling like Superman at the moment, then.
it's a weird feeling. You know what I mean? It's like you've been in the house effectively for a year, and then all of a sudden you've had a vaccine for it. You kind of walk around going, you know,
Yeah.
I feel pretty good now, to be honest. Like, but it's made no difference really because everything's still shut, and
Yeah, of
you know.
course.
But it's just for me, it's just another step forward to being like closer to normality than anything. That's probably why I was like more keen to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I mean, it can't knock the system. They were great with it. So
Good.
yeah.
Which one did you have? Do you know?
Yes, I had
Yeah.
Pfizer.
Pfizer.
So
Did
I
you have a
think
choice?
no,
No.
this is what I thought. Like there was a certain. So if you went to like a GP's, you'd have one kind of vaccine. If you went to a center, which is where I went to, a sports center, effectively, you'd have a certain type. So you'd have like Oxford in one, and I think a lot of the fact is how like the Pfizer one has to be stored, so it has to be like chilled and stuff.
That's the one that's at like minus 80, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah. So I didn't really care, kind of all do the same thing,
Give me whatever you got.
whatever, yeah. And
I'm not
yeah,
fussy.
this is a Pfizer. I think my parents have been to the same place, and they had the Oxford one, so whatever. Couldn't care less now.
The all COVID jabs. So
Yeah, they'll pretty much do the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
fingers crossed. I'm okay now in the next like 24, 48 hours because.
And you haven't started like transmitting 5G signals.
No,
or anything?
I had a growth come out of my neck. Developed
Yeah.
a face. It's gone back in now, and
I'd try and join onto your hotspot now.
my Wi-Fi's gone terrible. It's not talking
Yeah.
about that. If I call back to about episode 20, probably something like that. Yeah, it was all good. I mean, it was nice to see the amount of people there as well. You know, at all ages.
Good.
Around my age and up, and
And that means you can, well, obviously you have to have the second one, but you're one step closer to being able to go on holiday
That's true.
next year,
Yeah.
maybe.
I booked Peppa Pig World.
Peppa Pig.
Yeah, we booked Peppa Pig World. Yeah, last night. So yeah,
You have to be vaccinated to go to Peppa Pig World.
you probably have to be vaccinated coming out to there. I think more.
Is it?
One of kids in Birmingham there, you know, it's sort of you have to like,
Vermin.
yeah, you go in there and it's just full of snotty nosed kids and stuff. So
Yeah.
you probably need a vaccine coming out of it. But sorry if
Well, there you go. You got something to look forward to. When's
yeah.
Peppa Pig World?
August.
Oh,
Yeah, August. We
nice.
booked like you can do like package things like a hotel and a park entry and stuff. So we
Mm.
just done that. It's just easier to be honest. Kids like it. We're going with a couple of friends of ours. So
Nice.
yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So that's I don't know whether I'll have they're talking about like passports and stuff and for
Yeah, I've heard a little bit
how I
about
feel
this.
about that. I'm kind of on the
A lot
fence.
of people kicking off about
Yeah.
having a passport because it's discriminating against those that haven't had
Yeah.
the jab.
Or
But then
can't as well. You know, some
Well,
people can't have it.
that's
so.
the big problem. Yeah, if you can't have it
Yeah.
because of health reasons,
Mm.
why should you not be allowed
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
away?
Yeah.
Then there's going to be certain places that will accept those that can't have it for medical.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just going to cause a lot of confusion because it's not only like our country that we need to sort this
Yeah.
out. It's
Yeah.
what other countries are going to allow British people
Yeah,
to travel
yeah.
into and so on and so forth. So
Yeah,
yeah, it'd be
it's
interesting to see.
it's too dodgy. I think it's too many like ifs and buts and what if this person and that person and
Yeah.
I mean the only thing I thought about it was whether they do it, but it's up to like the company or the place to enforce it if they wish. So one of
Yeah.
the things that crossed my mind was if you got like a small cafe or something
Mm.
and you had to spread people out, socially distance them within this, which means that you could only have like 3 people in there.
Mm.
So effectively you can't open, so it's not viable.
Yeah.
Could
of
they
course.
say like, oh, we're only letting people in who we know they're vaccinated?
I guess they'd have to.
You see what I mean? So that allows them to
Yeah.
actually continue their business, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily
Well, look
cause
at
problems by doing it. So
I know I always bang on about cruise ships, but
yeah.
look at their scenario. You know,
Mm.
they're only going to let people on that are vaccinated. If you've got people who can't get vaccinated for health reasons,
Yeah.
so I mean, you can never go on a cruise again just because.
Mm.
But then obviously that is considered a confined space,
Yeah.
and you got a lot of people. It's not a small area because there's like
Yeah.
cities.
Do you
But
think, well, because of that, it's self-contained, so you could test easier than someone going to like
probably
mainland Spain or something?
Probably, but then given all the tough time the cruise ships had at the start, they tried to contain it, and
Yeah.
it was very difficult because
Yes. It's
yeah.
just an incubator, isn't it? Basically,
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
it's once
not-
one got it,
yeah,
it's gonna go through
but
everyone.
not just
type of
that,
thing,
even
so.
like individual hotels or resorts, they'd have that tough decision to
Yeah.
make. But then
Yeah, that's the only one that crossed my mind is like we've got a couple of businesses here that are, all these shops are typically small shops.
Mm.
So people are going in shopping is fine, but if they're serving food, they've got let's say 30-person capacity anyway,
Mm.
and all of a sudden they've got to socially distance, cuts it
Yeah.
down to 10 to 15 people. It's like,
Yeah.
why am I bothering opening? I can't open for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So could it be up to them to say, look, sorry, if you want to come in here, otherwise we've closed. So it's what you want type of thing. You can't have your cake and eat it. Literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the differences between opening and close, so that's the only kind of thing that I could see maybe working a little bit per business. And I don't know, but the travel thing is probably the biggest issue I think behind it more than anything.
Yeah.
That's but then we let so many people into the country, then so it'd be interesting to see how it goes. But I
We'll wait and
don't know.
see.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going away though. I know you are. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I can't
booked
wait.
anything
I'm
yet?
itching. No, I haven't booked anything. It's pointless booking anything. Yeah, it's
no.
I have to wait. But
Yeah, we were looking.
yeah, keep looking and keep getting sad about not being able to go.
I literally just
But,
had a text off my wife going, "I just been looking at holidays for next year," and that's dodgy for us because we've got like I don't know how you would handle postponements of those dates and stuff. So if there's a week because next year is looking like
Chock-a-block.
chock-a-block,
Well, yeah,
innit?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
exactly.
like there's a week there. I've said, let's say June or something,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
yeah,
I've earmarked like 1 or 2 weeks where
yeah,
there's nothing
that's
going
it.
on at the moment,
Yeah,
but we'll wait and see
okay,
because I would love to book a holiday right.
yeah,
Like I would literally do it today.
yeah,
But then if I go book that week
and
and
then
then
someone
all of a
proposed.
sudden something changes in the next couple of weeks,
Yeah,
then and I got
yeah,
3 or 4 weddings all wanting to, and I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm
yeah.
on holiday. It would be stupid. So
Yeah, we taking the same opinion. I think
yeah,
my approach was, let's wait to see, like, um let's get weddings going first before we book anything. Once we know this kind of settled down a little bit,
yeah,
then you can kind of look then. But
yeah.
I think up until that point, you can't really book
Uh,
anything. But
I'm keeping my
yeah,
eye on India still,
yeah,
to see what's going on out
that's
there.
the number
'Cause
one, is it?
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. That is happening
yeah.
as soon as possible.
We got to look at like family resorts and stuff like that. As a is a little bit different than what we would
Yeah,
typically do, but I don't know.
that's the
It's
thing.
what it
We
is.
could, obviously, I think it would be a mad place to take children to
Yeah,
India. So I want to make sure I go
yeah,
there. Before that
yeah.
that
Definitely,
happens. So
definitely. I wouldn't want to
um,
take my kids there.
and I've been itching to go for a while. So
Yeah,
you know,
cool.
as I've banged on about many
Yeah,
times
a
before,
few
but
times, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's
I just sit in the house making curries instead.
yeah. I'll have to get a
Ah,
taste of India at home.
yeah, yeah. So 1 year. Is there anything I was starting to think of like questions and stuff and things to go through.
You get like all
Your
philosophical.
nostalgia, or just
A
I don't
year
know, just
in
thinking about it.
review,
Yeah, yeah. Like
reflection,
we went through a
reflection.
few things, and I made a couple of notes. But is there anything like podcast wise that you've enjoyed? Obviously, doing it has been. I always enjoy doing it.
Yeah, same.
It's just I don't know whether we should like. I like getting guests on as well, but
Yeah, definitely.
I want to do that in person. I think like we've we messed up one interview and stuff, so um
Yeah,
it
I
just
mean,
adds an extra complexity to
yeah, you've got a
things.
whole
And
host of
but
technical issues that not
yeah,
only
No,
have
but
you and I
that's-
had to figure out between us, but then adding a third person to the party is it's a tricky one
yeah,
because um yeah, obviously it'd be lovely to meet up with
mm,
our wedding industry
yeah.
friends and
I
get
mean,
them on, face to face, and it's more of a
yeah,
social thing as well. Then you'd have coffee and
it
some
is.
some
Yeah, some
cakes.
cakes as well. I'm going to be cutting down after this because I'll have to keep going to a wider angle lens, I think, to get me on this camera. But
Uh,
yeah, I think I'd like to have more guests on. I think that'd be quite nice to just, especially sitting like this and having a chat. This sort of
well, considering you got this, this lovely meeting space, which,
yeah, it's cool now.
yeah,
It's
I arrived here. Well, I want to say it was about 2.5 hours ago.
yeah,
And so once we done all the hooking up of the gear,
messing
but
around and
yeah,
stuff.
I walked in to see this new TV that I've
Yeah,
been told about now, and it's got our logo on the
yeah,
background.
I know, I know. I don't know if it's losing pixels there already. It's gonna go back to
Ooh.
Amazon. I
It's
know,
probably my
but
dodgy Photoshop skills, to be honest, with a black
yeah.
with a black brush not quite good in the corner. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll ignore that at the moment.
Ah,
But yeah, I mean, I think it would be good to do it like, I guess, wherever really. It depends on who we have on the podcast and like where they're coming from, and if this is central, it makes more sense. If it's someone closer to you, then coming down to you, or
yeah,
maybe at their place if they've got somewhere, whoever that is. So, but yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the guests and stuff, but um, I don't know. I think after having Dave, thanks Dave, good job coming on as well. Uh,
yeah.
I wish we hadn't cut out the bit.
That feels like a lifetime
I
ago.
know, I know. Well, because we cut a big section of that podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, and now that that was my call, I think, when
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was
You're editing the podcast.
I was involved with it, but yeah, it was, I don't know, just an X-rated story, which I just thought at the time kind of lowered the tone for
Yeah.
a new podcast that we were trying to kind of launch. So
we still have that file.
I-
Should we tack it on to the end of this one or something?
I'll have to have maybe.
I think it's probably on the shared bowler.
Yeah, probably.
I think we'll definitely put that. I think we should put that on at some point.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Revisit.
Yeah.
Revisit that.
The lost tapes and stuff.
Podcast lost tapes. Well,
The reissue.
That's the only one thing that's ever been left out, I think. So
yeah. Apart from
you know.
Jane Greyer's interview. Sorry, Jane. I know we haven't put your podcast episode up yet because we've messed up the audio yet. I don't think we go into it. So we'll get, obviously, hopefully you listen to this or watch, but we will get you back on at some point, I guess.
Oh, you can tell he's being serious because he's looking at camera left.
I was.
He's
camera.
He's looking
in front of both of them.
He knows where the camera angles are at.
Yeah. But I always know your angles.
It's like when you see him on TV switching cameras.
Yeah,
you know,
camera 1, camera 2.
Talking to here, talking to there. Yeah.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah.
But I think we will get it back on at some point, and I think a lot of the fact is, like, we hadn't done those interviews and stuff. We didn't really know what we were doing, and it was an ideal situation, and it just didn't work. But there you go. That's been the story for this podcast, isn't it?
That's what happens when you start a podcast in lockdown. You go with the flow, and
it is. So, in terms of like the other thing I was thinking of is, like, it's been a year and 40 episodes. This is a 41st. Is there anything we should have done different from the start? Like, get everything right before actually doing it?
Maybe do a lot of tests. But to be fair, we did do a lot of testing before we actually recorded. And
I know we always make a joke about it, but
but then there's always things that will pop up that you didn't plan for, like the Wi-Fi cutting out.
Yeah, that's very true.
When you're mid-flow on Skype or Zoom, and you're talking to somebody for like an hour, and your connection drops, and you carry on because you don't realize the connections drop, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I know we've had a few issues like that.
And I should look at my. Yeah.
He's checking, make sure the camera's still rolling.
Got to check.
Yeah.
I mean, as you say, it's like touch wood, isn't it? But I'll just touch my laptop instead. But I think I'd love to know how to do this properly with the video recording and stuff. I think that's probably the next step.
I think you've nailed it, haven't you?
Yeah, but we're doing it via Zoom, right in the same place, and we don't really know if this is going to turn out all right.
Yeah.
Like, if you're listening to this on a podcast, obviously it's going to be definitely fine because we kind of do that. Really,
I think
our eyes closed a little bit.
I think we've got that nailed. It's just
why have you got to say that?
Ever since
why have you got to say that?
I'm confident.
But I don't know. It's just like, it'd be nice to have the video thing a little bit slicker. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll have to if we're going to do it in person more often. So.
Yeah, we'll be getting a proper film crew in next time. We'll have lighting rig. We'll have
get Paul down again.
Yeah, we'll have a steady cam going around the table and everything else. You can get a drone going out the window.
He's got a crane upstairs, and it could probably just just back and forth, just get a second shot or something, or a couple of maybe a GoPro angle. I don't know. It would be nice to have like just a bit more interest. I don't mind editing it and cut in between angles and stuff. I think that just adds to. Just making it a bit more enjoyable to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially
there you go. You set yourself a challenge.
Yeah, there you go.
You've done it live on air, so we'll make notes on that, and you can come back.
I'll cut it out of the video part. But yeah, so
I've had a really exciting day today.
Oh yeah.
I want to tell you about my day.
Okay, go for it.
I was at a wedding.
Okay. Yeah, good start. Good start. Excellent.
I was at a wedding. I know that doesn't. Stories do not start with that at the moment. I went to a wedding today. So I turned up at the house in the Heath in Cardiff. I got there, mask on, knocked the door. I was let in. Really nice open plan kitchen, living area.
Nice.
I think originally it must have been 2 houses that they knocked into one.
Yeah.
As I was trying to find the door number going up the street, they all seemed like smaller semis, but this was massive open plan. Really, really nice light coming in and everything.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm in there with my mask on, and the dog is barking and growling at me. I'm like, I've got dogs.
Fine with dogs. Yeah,
I've always had dogs, all my life. I'm used to dogs. It's fine.
I like dogs.
But this dog did not like me. He was growling. He was literally barking. You know what? I should know what breed it was. But
Small.
No,
medium size.
It was like a big I'll have to get back to you. I'll put it in the show
Okay.
notes.
Okay.
But yeah, he had a little bow on because it was a wedding.
yeah.
He was supposed to be like nice, but yeah.
Nice little cute dog.
So
biting their ankles.
I had to take my mask off. And he's, I think it's because he could have seen my
really?
eyes.
That's
well,
what it
yeah,
was,
yeah. Like he was having a problem recognizing me. Not that he knows me,
Yeah,
but just being cool with me because he couldn't see my whole face, I think. So
wow.
yeah. And
I
the
never
house,
thought of that.
the house was big enough to, safely social distance without having my mask off. So I had to take it off, and I offered him my hand.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, he was like, I don't know this dog from Adam. He literally could have just bit my hand off, but that was the only way that I had to try and make friends with him, was to I offered him my fist, actually, just in case he did bite me. I didn't want to take all my fingers off. I was just giving him my fist, and he's having a little sniff. But yeah, it took 10, 15 minutes for him to be cool with me.
Did you put the mask back on then, or was it? Yeah, and he was okay.
He was fine. Yeah.
Funny, isn't it? It's really funny. Like,
yeah,
that's not what you want in a wedding, is it?
I
know it is what it is, but sometimes it's like
it didn't bother me. But then as soon as there was some people upstairs, like the father of the bride was getting ready upstairs, and her brother. So I think when they came downstairs, I think he was a bit cooler with the fact that maybe the men were okay with me.
Yeah.
At first, when I got there, it was just the girls. So maybe he's being defensive over the female pack.
Sometimes they kind of look to the owner as being like, is this guy okay, or have I got to rip his head off?
Yeah. But obviously they were like, he's fine, don't worry about him. Blah, blah, blah. But
and then he sort of
the dog had his own thoughts on me, let's say. So yeah, I was lucky to not have my hand bitten off, which was nice. But yeah, we were in Cardiff City Hall. Yeah, in the registry office.
Okay.
Have you worked there before?
Once.
Yeah.
Like years ago.
Okay. So I've done a few there over the years, but so you've got the main entrance right outside, which kind of overlooks the city, and you've got the Hilton.
Yeah.
That entrance there. So the ceremony is 11:30.
Yeah.
I leave the house after the bride, and everyone else. Basically, everyone just left at the same time, including me. Usually, I like to leave a little bit before them.
I'm same. Exactly.
Get a head start and park and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't happen today. So yeah, I just left the same time as them. So I parked alongside City Hall.
I know.
It was 11:20, so we got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, have I got time to put a ticket on my car, or do I risk it for a biscuit? I thought, no, I better put the hour on just in case.
Parking okay there? You got there nothing there.
There's no one around, so yeah, easy to park. So I went to the front door, like I've done many times before, and it's closed.
It's like literally around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go down that street and it's like right there on the.
You got a nice little archway leading in. All locked up.
Right.
With a sign.
I'm making notes of this.
Yeah, there's a sign. Yeah, of course, because
I'm there on Saturdays.
You're there on Saturday. So yeah, make sure you get there with a little bit more time to spare, because the door was locked. There's a sign, please use the west entrance. So I'm like, right, okay. So I'm like
trying to work out which one.
Yeah, and
it's like on the other end, isn't it?
Well, I was like, I almost got my compass out.
No.
To work out which. So I just figured that west was on the left as you look at it. So I walked around. There was a door. Went in the door. There was this security guy there, and I was like, I was starting to panic now. It was like 8 minutes to go. I was like, mate, I'm here for the wedding, and he's like, what wedding? He was just a janitor or something. He didn't know what the schedule of events was for the day. Do you know what I mean? So he was just like, I'm sorry, I can't tell you where the wedding is. And I was like, well, come on, surely you work here. I got 8 minutes.
It's totally unhelpful. I just didn't give a damn about you.
And I just kept looking up and down the street to see if I recognized the car or any of the guests that were walking around the corner, anything like that. Nothing. So he's like, the registry office is the next door up. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. So I went up to the next door up, and there's all these people there holding their passports and papers, and you could tell they were going to sort out some legal forms and stuff.
Not a wedding.
I was like, this is not a wedding. So I was literally like, he was just going through my head. I'm going to miss the ceremony. I was like, obviously it's happening.
It's imminent
in somewhere else that I didn't know. There must have been I asked him where it was. Obviously it's in City Hall. I don't need to check that's right or wrong because City Hall is City Hall.
Yeah.
I tried phoning the bride thinking she's not going to have a phone on her. She's on her way to a wedding.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
yeah, and she didn't answer the phone. So I just went back around the front, and luckily they were there. And yeah, basically they just hadn't communicated with the bride and groom what the plan was when they arrived, basically. But the doors were all locked up, and they were just going to unlock the door for them to come in.
So it is in the bit which in the pillars.
It's all there.
Just have to wait there.
Yeah. So
because when I spoke, because I had the meeting this week now with my couple for Saturday.
Yeah.
And they said like you have to be there prompt all together.
Yeah.
And they let you in.
Yeah.
But they didn't mention where it was and stuff. Yeah. So it is the usual end.
Well, the thing is, they probably haven't been told. Yeah. It's at the front of the building. Right next door to the museum.
There's a little turning circle there, isn't it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've been there for
it just didn't look very open, all the lights are off, and there was a sign saying this entrance is no longer.
You go inside and take a left and down a corridor, and is that what it is?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Like 5 years it's probably been since we've been there.
So
all okay then.
Well, funnily enough, as we were outside and we were going in, the groom's sister had like a big bag of confetti for afterwards. Right. So she's like, "Oh, Lloyd, would you mind taking this in for us?" And I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, sure. Fine. So I had this big bag of confetti in my hand, and I got 2 cameras.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to use, and I was like, "Why have you given me the confetti?" Like
just dropping confetti everywhere.
Yeah. I was like, this is not going to work. So yeah, I just asked the woman if I could leave it inside the,
you can grab it on the way out.
There was no one else going in there.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the first time. Well, it was just weird. It was just weird. Because literally.
Is that the closest you've been to missing a ceremony? You know what I mean? Like, or feeling like you're going to miss it, not actually like.
Apart from the time I went to the wrong church.
Yeah.
But
really,
yeah, that wasn't my fault. It was.
I think you mentioned this.
I think
before?
I might.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
I probably have because there was 2 churches on the same street.
That's not too bad then.
I think I would tell my wedding photographer that.
Yeah.
Or anyone going to the church. Just FYI, guys. If you go sat nav onto that street, there are 2 churches. But yeah,
I didn't miss it. It's nothing to do with missing it, but it's one of the reasons why I always have that meeting, like a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
I had a meeting. This was probably about 5 years ago. I had a meeting with a couple. I went to their house down in Pontypool, I think it was.
Yeah.
I drive an hour there and back just for a half an hour meeting. Like, so I sit in down and I go through all the notes because I've always sent out questionnaires about the day and stuff. So I've got everything in writing. I can go through and then change anything or update anything or make some notes or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I've gone through this, and if I go, look, I've got to ask, still the same date. I always make a joke about it because.
Well, yes.
Why not? You got to check the date. It's
the
obvious thing. Yeah, date, no problem. Okay, yeah, ceremony venue is this, and they were like, no, it's not. I was like, what do you mean? He said it's only 2 weeks away, and we've changed the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right, okay. I'm glad I've had this meeting now.
Yeah.
The difference was between the original one was Abergavenny and the new one was Cheltenham. So like considerably different. Quite
a big distance between them.
Since then. Like and the thing is, the church they were getting married was like, it's like Pontypool, and then they were traveling up to, I think it was then to Cheltenham, or no, it was originally church, and then I think the reception venue, which was Abergavenny, which is not that far, but then they moved everything then to Cheltenham, so I could have been like way out. So no, I always have that meeting. I don't care like.
Yeah.
What it's for. I'd rather just spend half an hour on
just to double check
a Zoom call, just to go, look, it is what it is. Is this right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you then. And that's it. Like, because I don't want to be like ringing around people and worrying on that.
Oh yeah, well of course, yeah. You want to have all your facts right.
It's bad enough if you got like traffic and stuff. You don't want to add that to it, but
like I was panicking a little bit, but it was fine because as soon as I turned around the corner, they were just there chilling.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because they were waiting to be let in anyway, But so I was like, "Ooh, that's right."
Right.
But
that's all right.
I did say, "I'm sorry for the missed calls." I was starting to panic a bit because But obviously
they didn't know probably.
on a normal
Mm.
day, they wouldn't have the doors closed. But obviously because of COVID and there's only a certain number of
stopping
weddings
people
happening.
congregating in that little kind of foyer area.
Yeah.
Well, it was quite large, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was just odd that like, this was a booking that I picked up
Wait outside
a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Just making noise.
I didn't actually like meet the couple properly beforehand. It was like literally just an email exchange. Are you free on this date? It said you just for like, a couple of hours, So I didn't actually meet the groom on Zoom.
Right.
When we had a catch up last week, it was just the bride. So this morning in the house, this guy is getting ready, putting his shirt on, and before I introduced myself and said hi or whatever, I just assumed maybe he was the bride's brother or something. And luckily he came up and offered me his elbow and he said, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jack." I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, so you're the groom." And I was like, and I was thinking, "Oh, hang on, you're in the same house."
Same house, yeah.
But they were just like, whatever. It's only like it's not.
I think
not a proper wed.
Yeah, well, I've got the same. We talked about that because I'm not even going to the house beforehand. I'm just doing the ceremony.
Yeah.
So they were like,
no, that's what they wanted me to do. Really, they weren't fussed on having pictures in the house, but I'm so glad I did because I met everyone that even though it was only 10 people.
Icebreaker at least, you know what I mean?
Icebreaker. It was easy to take their photograph. Then, when they were arriving outside the actual registry office, it was a bit windy and their hair was going and that, and I was able to just have a laugh with them capturing those pictures.
Yeah, because you've already had that.
If that was my first meeting with them was outside, well, it would have been a nightmare because the doors would have been locked and that would have been a bad start. But then to them to meet me as I'm papping them as they're walking up, they would have been a bit like
a little bit as well. Like,
they'd have been like,
sorry for phoning you. I've never met you before, but I've been phoning your phone like crazy. You're kind of a little bit flustered or something. So I might. I don't know. I'm gonna suggest it, but we'll see. But
it was just odd that they led you in as a group of 10 or it was 11 including me. I think that was the only time that I can remember where the bride and groom just walked into the wedding together. Yeah, it's happened once actually before where they've not been into the groom waits and then the bride comes in. But they just walked into the wedding holding hands with their family behind them, and the room was set up like a circle, so there was like 4 seats either side.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was the quickest wedding I've ever seen.
Was it?
I wish I timed it. It would literally been 3 minutes.
Because
when we came in, literally, it was vows, exchange rings, done.
So just the legal part of that ceremony, I guess, and not.
But what made me laugh, and I was actually like,
did they say about you like keeping still and stuff like that, or did they talk to you? Yeah.
She said, no, actually, I had a seat for me. I had a seat.
Oh, is it? Oh, photographer, please sit here.
They had a special seat for me. And she said, "Oh, this is where you're going to sit."
No, it's not.
I said,
okay.
And I said, I haven't got any angle to work with here, So, I said, "Is it all right if I move around there, especially when I do the rings, because I can't even see the bride?" And she was like, "Well, technically, you're supposed to be 2 meters apart from me." I was like, "Well, yeah, don't worry, I will be. I'm not going to be hovering over your shoulder." I was like,
"I wouldn't need to do that anyway.
The room is big enough to allow me to move behind you,
especially with that many people in there.
And with only 3 minutes to work with, I was like, literally, so fast, and it was just done, and then off they went. Yeah, it was weird.
What was it? There's a saying in there. It's better to. Was it? Oh, it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to or there's something like
to seek permission.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? So you're just doing, "Oh, I'm sorry," but I don't know. I think we're pretty respectful, aren't we?
Of course. Like, you got to respect what they say, but at the same time, I was here to get some different shots. I hate just taking the same angle of the same thing. So
I'll typically will move in parts. If there's a break or a stand up or a sit down, I'll go to the other side and stuff. But
definitely,
I'm gonna do it in the middle of like something important, or I don't particularly like drawing attention to myself. I'll just move when everyone else is moving, or like you said, if you haven't got that time,
you usually have to be conscious about those things when there's a big group of 100 people.
Yeah.
But when there's only 8 of you in a room,
Yeah.
it was like, is what it is.
Is that even worse though? Because because you're like almost a tenth of the the people that are in there. So I suppose,
Yeah,
automatically you're drawing attention to yourself because you're one of
yeah,
10
but
or something. So
at the same time, I don't think they really,
no one gives a damn, do they? You know what I mean?
yeah.
I
But
think
then
as
we
long
went outside. Then you have to do the
Yeah.
confetti like a little bit away so it didn't blow in and all
So
this.
it blows on someone else's area.
Yeah.
Like churches, isn't it?
Always the same, isn't it? Always the same.
Yeah.
But I was having a little look around.
love that.
I was looking for some urban kind of background, sort of
Classic Lloyd.
yeah.
Which when we shot that wedding the other day, she was like, "I know you like your rough backgrounds
Yeah.
and stuff." It
She
just
knew.
started laughing.
She knew. But like literally there was there's a load of scaffolding on the museum,
Yeah.
which was quite a significant part of the day, which I'll get to in a second. But the side of the museum, as we walked around the corner, they had scaffolding and they were boarding it all up, and there was 2 boys with rollers painting it.
Oh, amazing!
So there's just like it was
Pristine,
meters long, just pure cream. And I said to the bride, I was like, oh, I know literally they're painting that as we speak, but they've just painted me a backdrop. I was like, we got to go and have a picture of it. And they were like, yeah, okay.
That's kind of like you could get something where they're like really small in the frame.
Yeah.
And have like this mass of white and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I tried that. I've actually got a shot with all the paint tins were still on the floor.
Oh,
so
awesome.
they were in the foreground.
Yeah.
So it was literally, I was like, nice one, boys.
That's cool.
That couldn't have worked out any better. And then we went around the corner into the gardens behind.
Oh, right. Okay. I was going to ask that.
It was lovely.
It's good,
Some really nice trees with
the cherry blossoms there and stuff.
Yeah. Almost looked very Japanese, like there was quite a few pink cherry blossoms, and they look, I'm not a flower expert, but they look like white.
Yes.
The same flower, but white. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we went back round the side of the building then to the front of City Hall.
Yeah.
And as we were walking down, the groom was like, oh, look, there's a fire engine. And the bride was like, oh, let's go and have a picture of the fire engine. And they were like, oh, I wonder what the fire engine's doing outside there, because it had the blue lights on.
Yeah.
And the groom's dad was a retired fireman, so he was like, oh,
all right.
Oh, look, the fire boys have turned up, and then as we got a bit closer, you could see that there was actually 2 fire trucks, and then actually there's 3. And then when we got, actually there's 7.
Really?
Yeah.
That was right.
So I looked up, and there's like a dome on top of the museum, and that was on fire. And there was a few people
probably on fire. It wasn't, because when you text me about this, and when I saw it, I thought it was just like sometimes you get a call out or a false alarm, but sometimes something's happened. But it's not that bad,
like you
serious
and the guys that were working on the door of our building, the registry office, they were outside having because it's wooden. And they were doing construction on it anyway. Right. The rumor on the ground was maybe some sparks had come off an angle grinder or something like that. But it's, I think it's been there for 100 years.
It did go up though. It did.
Well, they had it under control. It wasn't like the whole thing burned down or anything. But it's a shame I didn't have a long enough lens on me to kind of capture the flames. All I had was my 56mm, but. Hang on, let me show you. You can't really see.
Oh, yeah.
But it was on fire.
Yeah, properly on fire.
And by the time I left, quite a lot more of that had burned. Really? Yeah. So
oh wow.
So I just took a few snaps, but they were like, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't have a picture with a fire engine because they actually pretty busy putting out a fire.
Yeah.
So I was like, take a few snaps, innit? Yeah. And then joked about Wales Online, and but that was literally like the last
couple ruined by
that was the last few pictures I was taking with them.
Right.
Was around the front. So we parted ways then. So I went to sit in my car straight onto the Wi-Fi connection, sent a few pictures from my camera onto my phone, straight on Twitter, tag Wales Online, BBC Wales. Oh,
you media hole.
I got a new story for you. And then they didn't care. they used somebody else's
They already knew about
pictures
it,
that
probably,
were
didn't they?
yeah, but
Yes.
literally it was happening. You know, that fire only
Yeah.
started a few minutes beforehand, and you know, there was a little crowd gathering. Well, I say crowd, but you know,
Oh yeah, I mean
ooh,
that's when you
everyone
see
walking
that.
past. Ooh, what's going on here?
Yeah, I
And,
mean
you know,
that's serious, isn't it? I mean
yeah,
it's so old and stuff. It's
yeah.
and
But I did get a message from BBC Wales News asking if they could use the images.
right.
And it took me 7 minutes to reply because I'd left at this point. So
Right.
I tweeted them,
Yeah.
left, and then I only saw when I
The
was at a red
reply.
light then.
Yeah.
So I quickly replied
Yeah.
before the lights went. I was like, yeah, you can. But in that 7 minute gap, they'd used somebody else's picture.
That's
So I was like,
crazy fast, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
yeah.
crazy fast. How like they had those photographs ready to go. They just needed you to say yes, and
Yeah.
but they had someone else gone.
It was
in
one of
7
those.
minutes. Like
It was one of those like follow live updates kind of
Yeah, yeah,
articles where
I
you
know.
know.
yeah,
But yeah, you know, I'm sure they could have used anything. But
couple's wedding day ruined by by blaze.
yeah,
at
well,
City
yeah,
Hall.
yeah. I did mention to them. I was like, I just happened to be next door photographing a wedding,
Yeah.
you know, and then this happened outside, you know. So I was wondering if they were going to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, that sounds like a cool story."
Yeah. They could twist it anyway, can't they?
But yeah, they didn't. That was it. They had their
Yeah.
pictures off somebody else, and yeah. But
What,
yeah, that was interesting.
all good? Like happy with where we went and stuff, and
Yeah. I mean, you can call it a micro wedding if you want.
no, don't
I know that's your favorite word at
come
the
on.
moment, micro wedding.
It's a wedding, isn't it? Don't push my
Yeah.
buttons. It's bad enough Greg's is shut.
Yeah,
And
I know.
You know,
I mean,
gesturing with my
not
pen.
once did they say the word micro wedding.
Yeah.
It was always a wedding, and
I just feel it's a little demeaning to people's weddings.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's micro, small. It's
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
you know.
almost throwaway. It just seems a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, you
but
are
I
right.
don't
A
know.
wedding is a wedding, and
Yeah.
they are. You know, this couple today always referred to it as a wedding, and they said we wanted a small wedding anyway. And you know what, it was really nice, especially because mum and dad had a really nice house. I didn't go back with them, but yeah, they all went back.
Yeah.
One of their friends was there actually, like while we went off to the wedding, like two of her friends were doing a spread.
Ah, right. Yeah.
You
Ready
know,
for them to come
and
back.
then when they
and have
went
a bit of
back, then there was
party.
all nice
Yeah.
food in the garden with drinks and stuff, and there was a nice cake or whatever. So yeah, they all went back and did that, which that was lovely for them, you know. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's really nice. Thing to
That's
do,
what
man.
happened to the wedding I done recently, and
Yeah,
just that was really nice because I was there for it all, and that felt closer to, and I've said this, like that felt closer to a wedding, you know, in inverted commas, because I can do that on the camera now.
yeah.
You know, is what we would usually shoot because it had those different parts of the day. But yeah, I just don't, a micro wedding thing doesn't sit right with me at all.
No.
Seems a bit like
You're trying to
don't know.
capitalize on, or you're trying to create like a sub trend or something.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Micro wedding. Like, let's have a mic. Yeah, it is a micro wedding because it's a smaller one.
Yeah,
but
but it
you know,
feels a little demeaning, a little bit like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like
Absolutely.
someone says, like someone's got a micro penis. You know what I mean? It's you know, it's not someone's not going to be that proud of having that, are they?
yeah.
Do you know? An odd way of describing it, but you know, it just the way I see it is that sort of way. It's just a bit like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just think like some of these like smaller weddings we do, and they're pretty cool. Like you know,
Yeah,
they're fun.
I'm really
relaxed
enjoying
and
it,
stuff.
especially after having a a break from the norm.
Yeah.
And having a full season of weddings is it's been nice to experience people doing things in ways that they wouldn't have otherwise
But
done. So
I also think that by doing that and people seeing those, whilst they're not necessarily what everyone wants, because we've seen so many postponements, but I think people will see that and maybe use some of that for their own wedding. You know, in terms of like,
yeah,
I don't know, little things like you said about walking in together, or you know, whether they're going back to their house or friend's house or renting somewhere, or
yeah,
you know, those sort of things. So I think maybe we'll see a little bit of a change in
yeah.
that
I
sort of
think
thing.
so.
But
Yeah.
and I also think if the law changes in terms of like who can get married or who can marry people, that
Yeah.
definitely will open up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I think it's it's brought an exciting change to the wedding industry. I think.
I'd rather shoot a big wedding. Don't get me wrong, but I do like this as well. It's good because it's different.
Yeah. And I think the reason that I would prefer to shoot a bigger wedding because there's more people there and there's more going on and there's more stories to tell and whatever.
Agreed. Definitely.
You know, but yeah, when you look at what they did today, it was just the two of them with
lovely
parents,
really nice,
immediate, and they even had a few friends that didn't go to the wedding.
Yeah,
they were just outside, and
yeah,
you know, they had some
confetti and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had confetti and they had some
cool.
plastic cups outside in the gardens with a bottle of bubbly, and you know, yeah, it was nice to be a part of, and I almost felt like, oh yeah, I may as well come back to the house with you, and because that would be nice from my perspective to capture that as well.
Complete that story then, isn't it?
Yeah, but two things: A, I was coming here to do the podcast,
commitment,
you know, but B, I did offer them like two different options coverage wise, package A, package B, because when we first spoke, they thought they'd be able to go out for food in Cardiff. So I was like, well, instead of me just leaving, you know, I can come with you to the restaurant, and you know, because that's still part of the day, and get some pictures of that. But yeah, you know, but I did feel like just going anyway. I was like, you know,
but this isn't. I mean, I will see this like on an uptick. I think we'll get more. Like I've got one Saturday, and
I think so.
I've got another one in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, I think we might just pick up a couple of those and be like, yeah, fine, cool.
Yeah.
Until
like my brother is supposed to be getting married in 4 weeks.
All right.
He still doesn't know what
he doesn't know, is he?
No.
Still need to get him on as well. Talk about it.
Yeah, you know, but like I'm like, James, it's like literally less than a month away now, and I was like, is it going ahead? And he's like,
at what point does he decide?
Well, it's gonna be very soon, I think, that they're gonna make a decision. But you know,
it's odd. I mean,
but don't forget they were on their third date. So yeah,
I think the straw that breaks the camel's back for a lot of people is the reception part. Is the fact that they can't do anything after the ceremony. And I think if there's, you know, certain venues that have got large capacity for a ceremony,
that's why we've seen a lot of people doing what they can do,
and then going back
and having people back to the garden. You know, they're thinking, well,
but I think
if we can't do this, then we can do that instead.
They would do it if they were allowed to keep it in that venue.
Yeah,
I think we'd probably see like 30 people weddings.
Well, that's happening on
12th, isn't it?
One of my mates from Porthcawl, I'm shooting his wedding on the 2nd of May.
Right.
And he's like, gutted because there's no reception or anything. Yeah. But the day after, you're allowed 30 people in an outdoor ceremony. Yeah.
But I mean, what is outdoor as well? Is that a marquee with a couple of sides up or something? I don't know. I think that's
a Cork Coleman. So
that's the issue, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
And I think we would probably shoot a lot more weddings this year if it was like, look, okay, you've had a ceremony together. Those people can stay for a reception, and that's kind of it. Even if it doesn't go into the night, I think we would have seen a lot more people have gone, okay, I'm accepting. All right, I'm foregoing like a party just to have food served by someone at the venue. And I think you might have seen that, but I think we might be a couple of months off that, to be honest. But
but it's just, you know, it was nice to be taking pictures of weddings again.
Looking forward
nice.
to it. You've been up to anything else this past week, 2 weeks? When's the last time? Because trying to think of the last time we done it.
I've been playing lots of golf.
Yeah.
So
you got one white hand, have you?
Well, he hasn't. The weather hasn't been great.
It hasn't been bad though, has it?
To be fair, it's been alright.
Yeah.
Just been playing lots of golf, really. Trying to get the swing going for the summer, but yeah, you know,
my shoulder's coming back.
I haven't played much, so
I might be able to.
I was like, you know what, especially now the clocks have changed. I just been nipping up for 12 holes, you know, in the evening or whatever, and just I even played by myself the other day.
I often play by myself,
strange, right? Strange because
I'm an only child.
It's only 2 balls allowed, isn't it? So I booked a tea time. Just me. There was a gap. Okay, and it's all 2s and 2s and 2s and 2s. So I just booked one by myself because I wanted to go out and have a practice. I played with my mate the day before, who's a pro. So but that was interesting playing with him because he was like destroying me. On the first tee, he was like, "Are we playing for a fiver or are we just having a knock?" I was like, "No, we just have a knock."
You play, but you give me a fiver.
And I went one up, so I was like, "Oh, I wish I'd taken that fiver now."
That's only hole you won, is it?
But he gave me a few little tips on chipping, which he's like, work on it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, nice one. So I was like, right, I'm going to work on it tomorrow by myself. I'm going to book. So anyway, woke up in the morning and I had an email. James Miller has added onto your booking. And I was like, who the hell is James Miller? I was like, what? What's this? I wanted to play. I wanted to go out and have a practice, hit 2 balls at a time.
So they're allowing just 2 people. It could be anyone then.
Yeah, but I didn't realize you can sabotage somebody else's booking. So he must have looked at the diary on the app, and there was no slots available that morning. So he was like, oh, Lloyd's playing by himself. I'll add on there. So I was like, ooh, who's James Miller? And I did photograph a groom before, and he was James Miller.
Yeah.
I was like, it must be him. I'm sure he said he played golf. He didn't turn up.
He didn't turn up. What if that was him then? That would have been awesome, wouldn't it? That would have been like,
I thought, he must have seen my name. Yeah, I know Lloyd. Yeah. I'll have a knock with Lloyd. Either he pulled up, saw me practicing, and thought, oh, I'm not playing with him. I don't know. But yeah, I did wait, but I was just waiting by myself. I was like, is he even going to turn up? So I just went off. But it's been nice to
nice getting out in the evenings, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a difference that hour makes. Like, just
lovely. I got to know the jet lag now. I feel
it's the worst. So tired it's the worst, isn't it? Like trying to have kids as well. So I've said it before. I put my 5-year-old is pretty switched on, like, and the little one just bonkers. But my oldest, she's looking at me going, you want me to go to bed now? Like, really? You're messing with me. No, it's bedtime. The clocks have changed. What do you mean the clocks have changed? It's still, she's learning to tell the time.
Yeah.
It's ruined it all. You can't, she's not sleeping properly. They're going to bed later and then waking up at the same time. So
I can imagine.
Yeah, I love it because they go to bed at 7 o'clock. Or they're in bed, hopefully they just go 7 o'clock. But then, 7 till 8 now we've got some daylight. So I can get out on my bike.
I always remember though, as a child, that being confusing.
Yeah, it is.
And like, oh, how can I go to sleep when it's not dark?
Daylight and stuff. Yeah. So we got like blackout blinds and stuff. We got little tips, little tricks that we play that, we shut all the curtains and stuff just to try and make it a little bit. But what a nightmare. But I'm loving it. I love these evenings. It just it seems to stretch out it's only like 3 or 5 minutes or something every day, but it's all of a sudden a week goes by and it's like an extra half an hour or something. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I love it. I've been going on lots of evening dog walks, and I've been trying to get the steps up, on the old Apple Watch. Yeah. So I'm at 11k average a day, so I'm trying to work on it. Nice. But then obviously, if you play golf, then that's going to throw it up. But I was gutted though. I had a text off my dad yesterday. He's not the best on text, right? He sent me a picture.
Most parents are not, though, are they?
No, it was a picture of a golf ball in a hole.
Yeah, okay.
And that's all it was. Yeah. So I was like, what's this? Hole in one?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, hole in one on a 10th.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. He's playing with his mate Tony.
Hole in one, like?
Yeah. Awesome. I was like, I'm gutted I wasn't there because I play with him quite often. Yeah. I was like, I was getting away.
Where was that? Fourth call, was it? Or
Sundown.
Right.
Yeah. And I said, good job the bar weren't open.
Yeah, because buy everyone around.
If you have only one, you got to buy everyone around. Yeah. So you got away with that.
You ever come close?
A couple of times. Yeah. Within a few inches. But,
I went to what's it called? 2010 in Celtic Martina. For the master.
The Cup and Ryder course.
Yeah. I went there for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So I had tickets, and on the one of the course, I can't remember which is Montgomery. I think it goes down the back, and they had closest to the pin competition.
Yeah.
So it's par 3. It's over a bit of a ravine. So my old man had to go. He got it on the green. So I stepped up and played for a while. I used to play a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
And let's just step up. I don't know what I it was, but I just sit there. And I just when you hit there and you think, oh yeah. I just stood back and I'm like,
everything works.
I'm eyeballing it and bounced about like a meter wide the pin, and then just sort of bounced off and just rolled around and off the green and down this bank in. Is just what happened to be like, looked like an awesome shot, just being like, oh, you'll never even find that ball. I was gutted. You could see people like this. Oh, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no chance.
Well, that was the main thing that I found so interesting about playing with my mate Jake, who's hasn't long turned pro.
Right.
Last year he turned pro. Was how he gets the ball to stop.
Yeah.
You know, even any approach shot. You know, how he was so like he knows exactly how many yards he hits each club and each
wild, isn't it?
swing. You know, and I was like, "What wedges have you got there?" And he's like, "Oh, I got 4 wedges, but I got 12 shots."
Right.
With those 4 wedges, depending on my, you know, and all this, and like
wild.
If I hit the green like a shot you're on right there, I'm just happy that it's on the green. But he's like, you know, if he ain't stopping, dead or spinning, then he's not happy. You know what I mean? It's
like, I want to go and dig out that divot, and the ball is 6 inches to the left or something. I haven't played. I mean, we've been talking about it. My dad's having an operation in his hand, so he's got like carpal tunnel syndrome. So he's been struggling with a golf club. So we're gonna play at some point. But
you'd have to let me know once you're ready. And we'll have a knock.
I like get me close to the green. I'm okay, but off like teeing off and stuff, I'm not the greatest. I used to play so much pitch and putt when I was younger. That's what it is. My short game's awesome. so everything I'll just take a pitch and wedge everywhere. And that's it. But I do enjoy it. It's nice, especially when we've got evenings and stuff. It's nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you haven't been shooting or nothing then this week?
No, I've got a few things coming up now. Early next week, I'm doing some more paddle boards.
Right, okay.
Guys, they've got a new range of colours, which is a really nice grey, black, and yellow one.
You haven't got to do any crazy photoshopping on them?
No, that's pretty straightforward.
Good.
And I'm working with a friend's candle company next week, Thornbush Hill.
Right.
So they're having like a whole new website done. So they got a lot of products by the sound of things. So it's shoot with them next week as well. So but it's been a quiet week apart from the wedding. This week, today. Just a bit of golf and a bit of enjoying the weather.
It's gonna pick up, innit? This guy can see it. I can see it sort of, especially with things opening and
strange, isn't it? Like
inquiries are gonna.
I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not ready for lockdown to end now."
Yeah, I know.
It's like, well,
I am.
Everyone moaning about it. It's like getting back to normal.
I've got a few people coming in for meetings and stuff because, is it official we can't open on the 12th? I think.
Yeah,
I think it pretty much is now. So I just said
Monday. So
a couple of people coming in, or one whose wedding it was before Christmas, so they're going to come in. They want to see some of like the swatches and materials and stuff for their album and so on. And I got the USB, and they just want to extend their kind of wedding thing.
But
nice. It's just like getting people in and just talking to people and meeting.
I've got a few people that bought Black Friday gift vouchers that haven't been able to use them. Which is a shame, but I think I've got a few studio shoots I can schedule in for maybe next week or the week after.
I probably got about 4 or 5 as well. Same thing. I took up vouchers. I done a maternity shoot last week.
I saw the pictures actually. That looked really cool.
Yeah, different. I mean, they're a couple that booked in with me for a wedding anyway.
Oh, okay.
So that's an odd one. I don't really know where to post that. Do I put on like the loft stuff? Or do I I put it on my story? It's just a quick one. Is it like more of a studio type? I don't know. But they do to get married next May, I think it is. And they wanted some photos of their scans and stuff to announce to everyone that they were expecting. So I thought that was quite nice, a little bit different as well. So I just local, spent an hour with them. It's almost like an engagement shoot then, really. So it's just nice to catch up, and I'm seeing them for, they live relatively local, but you don't tend to see people. Like you probably find that sometimes you book 2 or 3 years in advance sometimes. And you're like, all of a sudden you meet them and you book and you don't really catch up until like maybe 6 months or 6 weeks before or something. So
that is strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to catch up. And it crossed my mind, like I'm probably gonna send out an email to everyone that's booked in now, just to say, look, I'm open. Do you want to come in for a coffee and just catch up or something? Because
Yeah, that's nice.
there's one couple, they moved. I think I mentioned this before. They booked 3.5 years before they went in originally,
Mm.
and that was their wedding was supposed to be last year,
Oh yeah,
and they moved it to next year. So it'd been 5.5 years
That's mad.
since, like, from when they met me and booked me to like when they wedding is.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, look, you're gonna, you've got to come up, like, because I don't look anything the same as what I did in 2017 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna ask people in, because we haven't got a huge amount on, and it's just good to kind of catch up. And
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I've got a wedding coming up in 2 weeks' time. My mate from Portugal I just mentioned there, but he's actually booked to stay at Alice's new place.
Oh, okay.
The night before.
All right.
So I said I'm gonna have to come there to
Yeah.
take some pictures.
Yeah.
Because well,
obviously,
yeah.
For,
But
for
like,
so many reasons, that, isn't it?
but it would be like, I was thinking that about.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did like all the photos and stuff for it. A couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of thinking about how we can use them. But I was like, this will definitely be a really cool place for prep pictures.
Yeah.
Whether it's the girls or the boys or whatever. So that'd be cool. So it kind of means me going out the way, because I'll be going to Cor Coleman to get some bridal shots, to then go back to Porthcawl, and then back again. But it's not that far really.
From that,
if you go through the lane,
it's worth it though, isn't it? From that, like the content point of view, it's worth for Alice and stuff.
Like some of the cool walls that she's done with it, flicks of black paint and stuff. That'll be
neons in it.
I can just
neon signs and stuff. Yeah,
I can already picture the boys doing the ties with all that in the background.
Cool. It's a good idea. It's a great idea.
So maybe that will encourage more people to stay.
Are you seeing? Obviously not now, but I've seen more people booking like Airbnbs to get ready in, and I think because sometimes they've got a house that isn't maybe a flat, and they want to get 6-8 people in there, and this doesn't work. So I've had a few weddings where they've booked Airbnbs.
Yeah, I've done a few of those.
That's a really good idea, to be honest.
Yeah. Especially because everyone gets to stay together the night before, and obviously they've got a
guaranteed as well, because like a lot of venues, you can't guarantee being able to stay at the venue the night before.
It's factories and there's one in, one out, and
doing another wedding. It's I can see that picking up again. So it's quite exciting times, really, in terms of weddings. It can
I think so.
A lot of change that could happen, or
there'd
be a lot of drunk people. There'd be a lot of drunk people.
I know.
I'd love to go to a wedding. I would.
Especially if you see everyone like down in Cardiff Bay, it's been on the news. Everyone's congregating down there.
Crazy.
Having a drink.
I had a virtual tour done.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that last week.
So they come in and done it with a Matterport system. So they done it's pretty good for me, because I can embed it in my site as well, so it gives points of interest outside.
So
I can show pictures of where the entrance is. Based off like the high street and so on. But also in here, if you can have points of interest, say like the coffee table behind, and you can zoom in and there's a picture of the albums or something like that. Or I don't know. So it's pretty good. It just come in, they flew around the place, and didn't take long at all. I just stayed on my computer in there and stayed out the way, and that's it. So it's kind of like that's about my week, really. Just didn't really do a huge amount. But Paul, to be fair to him, has put together a highlights video for me now. So I've got something I can actually show people of like wedding films.
Nice.
To be fair, like people have booked wedding films with me, and they haven't really seen anything, because I've not done any. I'm only just saying, look, I'm using these guys, or this is like an example of one. And just stuck my logo at the end of it, and that's about it. Like, so that's all I could do. So she's done like a promo video for me. So I'm gonna put some of that online at some point. But
nice.
And big news.
Ooh, big news.
Ordered my HelloFresh. That's coming next week. And
nice.
I didn't use your code though. Which I gotta admit, breaking news. Apologies.
The pyramid's falling down.
My business crumble. It's just falling apart with one swift
nightmare.
No, it was weird, because I was like, it was all set up, ready to use it and stuff. And then Kirsty had a package through with something in it. I don't know what it was,
Mm.
clothes, kids' clothes, and it was a flyer in there for a discount section.
Oh,
on
okay.
it. So I was like, oh, I'll have a look at it. Normally those things you just throw in a bin,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, Hello Fresh. I thought, oh, I'll check it out. It was 60% off the first box,
Nice.
and then 40% off the following 3 boxes.
That's good.
So I was like, oh yeah,
Do
we've
that.
got to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So we done like 5 meals. You know, it was like 15 quid for the week. So it's like £1.50 a meal. It's just
Crazy.
it's no brainer.
Yeah,
So yeah, we sign up for those.
Well, I got an update for that as
okay.
well, because I got given a code for the same one I had on week 1, which was
right.
100% free.
Really?
So I thought, oh, sweet. So yeah,
Sign up on a different.
I used a different email address. So
We're cutting this out. Yeah. It's just
yeah,
like, woo.
yeah. I was given that to different email address, whatever. So I chose my meals and everything.
It went through okay.
Paid. Well, it said delivery address.
Right. Okay.
So I hesitated for a minute. I thought, right, okay.
Next neighbor.
Next neighbor, studio.
Yeah.
One of Alice's places.
Yeah.
Stupidly just said, nah, it'd be fine. I'll just do it's easier. And so I just put the address in. The following day, I had an email to say, your account's been cancelled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You tried to do it
because you're an existing customer. I was like, oh, that's it.
Nightmare.
So I've lost that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Now. Yeah. But you know what? I've actually paid full price twice now because I just forgotten.
You're right.
Well, not forgotten. Forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not hard to remember, but it's like a Tuesday's deadline.
Yeah, I know
day.
what you mean. Yeah.
And if you haven't chosen your meals, it just whatever.
It just keeps going through what the automated.
So yeah, but you know what?
They're good though, aren't they?
I don't mind paying.
Even a full price, they're not like.
Well, yeah, full price. It was $34.99.
Yeah, it's not
for a week's worth. What for 5 meals times 2 for 10 meals is
it's pretty good, really, isn't it? Because the other thing, it's
£3.40 a meal, so
it's exact. You know, where if you buy ingredients, you always
buy more.
You know, it might work out, but all right, but some might rot and you have to throw them out though. So I think it's probably on par really with you know, when you buy it all separately or something. But looking forward to it.
I bet. It's exciting.
It is.
Honestly, you just open the door and there's just a big box outside. You're like, oh, there you go. That's my food sorted for the week.
It's bizarre, isn't it? It's just strange. Like we've ordered meat in the past.
Well, I've actually got 2 boxes coming at the same time. Because I had another code then.
Okay.
I had a code to give to somebody else for a free box. After I'd been found out for fraudulently using a different email address. I had my own code to give. So I give it to Alice on a different email address. And she chose different address to be delivered to. And I don't know why. It was a different, like, I thought everyone gets their food the same day, like on a Saturday. But it turns out not. So,
is there? Oh, right.
So she...
I mean, the meals are different then as well?
I'm not sure.
Right, okay.
I don't know. But basically, I've got a box coming for me on Saturday, which I paid for. Alice has got one coming for free, like 2 days later. So there's going to be a bit of an overlap. But I was like, oh, well, we'll just have to have hello fresh lunches as well. Ideally, she would have done it the week after, and so it would have flowed, but whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's only extra food.
It's good.
I'm sure we'll survive.
Okay, lunchtime. You can freeze some of it. I guess you got to freeze some of it. Have you freeze the meat or something? Or?
No, just keep it in the fridge.
I suppose you could freeze it, couldn't you? I guess.
Yeah.
Or just have it lunchtime.
Yeah.
Or combine it. Just have like starters and mains and stuff. Yeah. No, it's good. Looking forward to it. I mean, we've ordered boxes of meat before. That's kind of weird, we getting sent chicken in the post. But it's great. I mean, it's all
work.
Like we had a concern about. I try and stay as conscious of the environment and stuff like that, and the fact that they're carbon neutral as well. HelloFresh. Which my question was like, where do they source all the ingredients from and stuff like that? But to be carbon neutral, you can't be bringing it in from everywhere else because that does offset.
Yeah, they use British farms.
So it has to be, So it doesn't actually say it though. There's certain things like we had to look where the chicken's from and stuff, but you can't bring it in from like Romania or something like that because it doesn't. You can't be. It's difficult to be carbon neutral then.
Yeah.
So we kind of yeah. I'd look at it. It's all British anyway. So
Good to know.
yeah. Yeah, it's my mother's influence. She's pretty keen on stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think it's we're doing a good thing in there. You got to look at
Yeah,
the
no, I think so.
environment and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got when's our next wedding? Did you say? You got
Not for two weeks now.
yeah.
Last week of April.
Feel weird
Last
kind of
week in April.
editing weddings and stuff. Like
Yeah.
so I'm gonna try because we got time. I guess it's not like we're gonna be hit massively. Where it's like I think in September it's like 5 weddings in a week or something. I'm gonna try some of that like AI calling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that out just to see how it handles it. But because it's non-destructive, you just go if it's not really good, you just crack on. But
yeah,
I did like that. I can't remember which one it is now. Might be Aftershoot or it's either narrative or Aftershoot. They're the two main ones. But one of them it's really good for group photographs. So it actually
eyes open,
yeah. But it has like a thumbnail down the side of each person's face.
Oh, okay.
So you can see like focus on the eyes of each one,
Oh,
and
that's
it'll
handy.
red light, green light. So I thought that was quite cool. But you can cull in that and then take that into Lightroom.
That makes sense.
But then that kind of messes with my system of doing it on the iPad.
Yeah, because I've been looking at Photo Mechanic. As an addition to Lightroom, but obviously that would be before.
Yes.
But then then I wouldn't need to use the Adobe Lightroom mobile subscription or whatever,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where I like having it like appear on the iPad because I try and get those previews out the next day.
Yeah, same.
But then I don't always want to come down here.
Yeah.
So
I think it's only getting better, the software on the iPad with Lightroom and Photoshop.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Although interestingly enough, I've been trying to get like renewal quotes for my Adobe.
Yeah. Trying to bring the cost down, is it?
Well, yeah.
You've got the full suite then.
Well, I have, yeah.
Right.
But I had it for a really good price of I think it's £29 a month.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I think the photography package,
tenner.
Yeah, it was a tenner, wasn't it? Which just Lightroom, I think, wasn't it?
And
Photoshop.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I needed Premiere. So yeah, but extra 20 quid a month, you had everything.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to charge me for the same thing, £50 a month.
Yeah, gone back to the original price. I think
that's probably what it was before. But then I don't need everything. I only want Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere.
Yeah,
those 3 things I want. The others I don't care about. But for those 3 things, you have to have everything.
Yeah, so they used to do it per app.
I tried ringing them to say, look,
I don't want all the other crap that it comes with. I don't want to illustrate.
I've been subscribed for however many years, and can't you just give me those 3 apps at a different price?
Yeah,
and
it used to be you could do like a bundle, so like the photography bundle, which would be Photoshop and Lightroom,
plus a
tenner per app.
Yeah, well,
they've got rid of that.
That's what I had before I signed up for everything.
Yeah,
because it worked out extra.
Yeah.
£2 a month or something. So, but yeah, I actually rung them the other day, and I did that classic. Spent ages trying.
You know who I am?
No, I was trying to Google the right number. For ages, like UK support phone number, blah blah, and I had them saved in my phone book the whole time.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because when I did it, it popped up at Adobe sales, and I was like, oh, that's clever.
Clever of Apple.
It was from last time I spoke to them. I just forgot I saved it.
That's right. DaVinci Resolve that I'm using for this.
Yeah, I might have a look at that.
It's pretty good. I mean, it depends how much. Like, the thing is, I'm not like ingrained in any one software, so I can kind of like, I haven't got plugins or I haven't got it's not like I've been using it for years.
Yeah.
So I kind of once what basic timeline, you kind of you can jump between the two. It's the finessing point. But for me, that DaVinci Resolve does pretty much everything I need for for this thing anyway. So
I'll have a look at that.
It's free. So I'm amazed that it's free. How powerful it is.
I might switch back to the photography only plan with Adobe, and then
because you can get like you can get a year subscription on Amazon sometimes for like 80 quid, 90 quid for the photography one. So obviously that's cheaper again. Like,
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I do like, I did like Premiere, but I couldn't justify the cost of it for that. It just didn't seem to make sense. Like you're paying for Photoshop and Lightroom for 10 quid, but then all of a sudden you got to go up to like
it's a big jump up, isn't
30, 40, 50 quid for like one program you're going to use. But
yeah.
I don't know. It depends if you're using After Effects, I guess, with it as well, which I'm not really
Which I'm
doing.
not. I mean,
No.
I'd love to be able to use After Effects, but that's like trying to learn Photoshop times 10. I think, you know, that's such a deep.
For what reason as well? We're
messed
not doing
about
it
with
as much, isn't it?
years ago, and because I really, really like the way that you saw it more often in music videos where text was pinned to a pixel.
Yeah.
And it kind of moved, and I was like, that looks so
Yeah.
sick. And then I figured out.
Now you're flying over something, and if you can fly over the text almost.
Yeah,
and things like that.
You know, and to do that, it's done in After Effects, and it's not as easy as just dragging a text and stay there. You know,
it's like an anchor point to a point.
Yeah.
I think you can do that in Premiere though, can't you?
I think I am really, because I don't put
graphics.
I don't put any motion graphics text on any of my stuff.
I don't really edit enough, to be honest, to warrant paying for anything. You know, I would have probably done.
The main reason I upgraded to that was for the photo films that I was doing,
right?
Because I'm not able to do any of them. You know, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll, like, the best thing the guy on the phone could say, you know, from Adobe was, just check back for another offer soon.
Just threaten to leave. I'm sure they'll give you something. That's what it was.
That's why I phoned them, really. But they
just didn't think
they're just like, you know.
Oh well, you should. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know how many followers I got?
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I went through. I mean, I guess I was part of like lockdown 1.0 was like consolidating things and going through like apps and like figuring out what I was using and where do I need to not so much like
same, because I paid for everything annually.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting all the renewals.
Yeah.
Going in. So
So you kind of like look at it and go, right, okay, well, it's not about the cost so much. It's like you don't want to be throwing away money, obviously, but you want to be spending money in the right places, type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's where like I was switching our CRM was for me was like a big thing because I just consolidated a load of stuff and saved money in the process. So yeah, I think that's about everything I got on my list to talk about. Yeah, smells nice in here though, doesn't it?
It does. It smells lovely.
It's a nice
it's
aroma
a mixture of air freshener or something's automatically pumping.
It's up in there. It's those reeds. Bought in the shop opposite as well, on the high street of the earth as well.
Sat next to the coffee
and
machine.
The coffee machine there, which is probably on your angle, isn't it? Freshly ground coffee.
Lovely.
So I do like a filter coffee, so it does hide the smell of hairdressing products downstairs. It's not a bad thing.
Which obviously aren't yours.
They do offer.
They belong to
they offer
else.
give me a haircut quite often, to be fair to them. Like, but I was like, yeah, you got a trainee down there, so I was like, yeah, you can cut my hair. If we get it wrong, just go shorter. Right. How was your hairdressing experience?
It's right. Yeah, he missed a few parts. But the thing is, they spray water on your hair, like
okay. You're telling me, is it like I because I haven't had a haircut for years, so
I know.
They spray hair.
No, but
spray water.
The reason I started mentioning that is because my hair goes so curly when it's wet.
Right.
So when he sprays my hair with the water to cut it, my hair reduces to half the size. So he cuts it when it's wet.
Yeah.
And then, like, not that it really matters, but like around the back, I've got like just parts that are not like blended in properly.
Okay.
But because it wasn't dry when he did it, you can't really.
You almost need to like straighten it to cut it. It's like the opposite to what most people do, isn't it?
So I had the side shaved and
I got random this episode is.
I know.
Why? I mean, like everything. Why break a habit of a lifetime? We've gone through everything today. But
exactly.
anything I did have on my 1 year anniversary thing was our injuries that we've we've
Yeah,
sustained
yeah.
on this podcast.
At quite similar times as well, isn't it?
But on a serious note though, we have got not serious, we never serious, but we have had like people listen all the way through. You know,
Yeah,
there's people that get in touch with me and our friends and stuff that listen all the time. So
yeah. No, we
appreciate that. And thank you to
yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
I
Because
guess.
obviously, when
You should-
I'm usually in my cupboard, you're here.
Yeah.
You meet up, have a chat, have a record, and then put it out there. And
You
don't
just
know,
hope someone listens.
hope someone listens. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously we get some stats
Yeah.
on the numbers and stuff, and yeah, it's nice to see that people are actually listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
I
good.
know. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And listening in different ways, I guess. Like a friend of mine, he said he watched it half on YouTube and then carried on the podcast, and
Yeah,
so it's quite nice to know that people are consuming it in different ways and
definitely.
still listening to us moan about Greg's and
Yeah,
me
being
moan.
shut at 5:05 p.m. Oof.
Well, I am looking forward to getting back into the weddings. My only concern about like talking about it is I don't want people to feel like, because we've got probably couples that listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to feel like things that would go on their wedding would make it onto the podcast as well. That's always like in the back of my mind.
It's like a disclaimer.
Yeah, no,
He's got a subconscious disclaimer going
no,
on.
I think
He wants
I think
to get
that
off
is
his
that
chest.
that must be a worry for people if they are booked in with us, then they listen and then they think like, oh, if so and so like falls over or something, and we'll talk about it, but we're not stupid. We're not gonna bring up things that will be sensitive or
No,
make
of
people feel
course.
uncomfortable. So yeah, if things happen on your wedding, then don't worry. We your secret's safe with us.
Secrets are safe. Yeah,
No, that it's nice to have like couples listening and commenting and stuff. I've had a couple of people send me messages and
yeah, yeah.
they enjoy it, or they've booked in and then started listening. So thank you for booking to start with, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep listening.
Keep listening, and
It's
yeah,
been another
I
year.
guess we'll wrap it up there. We'll catch you
Yeah.
next time, and let's not
It
forget.
feels weird.
Let's not
ending
forget
it.
to do our links.
Yes. Where can people find out about you, Lloyd?
Instagram, L Williams photo. Go on the bio link thingy majiggy, and it's all categorized for you, so you can have
There you
you
go.
can inquire, you can
Good.
look at this. Or
I noticed you're
whatever.
adding a few things to Instagram as well, and a couple of guides and things like that.
A
and
couple of things.
I like it. It's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
you got to keep on it.
Yeah, I've said it before.
There's reels coming next.
We need to talk about Instagram at some point because I got a few things that I've done before,
Mhm.
not maybe a little bit shady tactics. They're not, so it's things like that which I've tried. I think a lot of the fact there was like a few years ago you could try things and it didn't really make much difference. Now I think all my followers are kind of organic followers.
Same.
I don't we do the same sort of thing. So I think there's things we can talk
What are you
about.
trying to say? You bought yourself some followers?
No, I didn't. That's the thing. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy anything. We'll save that for another episode.
Save it.
Look at
Yeah,
that
this is the
cliffhanger.
outro,
Yes,
Phil. This is the outro.
cliffhanger.
This is the part where the music's
but
supposed to be on, and we're saying
Yeah.
goodbye.
But I'll talk about it. I'll be totally upfront because I'm always honest about things. So, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about Instagram. I think at some point.
Yes.
'Cause-
Even though we mention it every week, but
Yeah, I think
I could tell you want to do an Instagram special.
I do an
Yeah.
Instagram special because I think for like Facebook is just falling apart at the moment. It's all over the place. I know you don't use it as much now.
No.
I do use it, but it's just horrific. It's just getting worse.
Yeah,
I don't understand
Because I
how it's
don't go
getting
on
so
it very
bad.
often. I just keep getting all the notifications I do have when I go on. It's like 40 or 50, and
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah,
rubbish.
you go from there to there, and this is different, and you can't get back to Facebook, and it's like a business suite, and then you got these new experience thing, and pages are changing. It's a total mess. So that's why I want to keep away from it a bit, and I prefer Instagram. It's a nicer place,
Yeah,
I think.
definitely.
So yeah,
On that note,
on that note, where can I find out about me? Is
yeah,
at Phil Warren Photo and at Loft Studio UK as well.
Sweet.
And all my links and everything are there as well. So
cool.
don't forget to like, like or subscribe.
Like or subscribe.
Or like and subscribe.
Do both, yeah.
I shouldn't say that because I
You gotta
follow
do that little bell.
Yeah, hit the.
Oh, you've lost your.
I
your
frame of
camera
reference,
now.
yeah, because I don't know if I was on the left side or right. The bell and then subscribe it, which I think is over on this side down here. I don't even know where. Like, that would be easier, but it's not. It's down there. Anyway, down there somewhere. Yeah, and leave us a comment as well.
Yeah.
No one picked up the other episode that I done. Right, left it. I had a bottle of tequila on the table. I'm surprised no one didn't pick up on that.
I just thought you were
Yeah, I was gonna try and
after
leave
this,
little
like-
nuggets of things, like, I don't know.
little nuggets of brownies.
Yeah, just something on the table and just see if people can pick it up at every episode. So if you have got this far and you are watching on the YouTube,
On tube.
leave us a comment. Let me know if you want me to hide little nuggets of things in
What
the
are you
shot.
saying?
In the shot. Yeah, go on, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for a year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me in the studio. Nice to be
Thanks for
here.
coming up again.
Yeah.
You make me
You-
feel guilty.
You're coming to me next time.
I will. I'll come down next week.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Sound.
On that bombshell.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you very much.
Laters. I haven't done that on a podcast.
Yeah,
before.
that's a very good point. Yeah. Digitally, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Right. Let's leave it there. Thanks so
Ta-ra.
much for that.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.